Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Resurrection Cup 2026 Codename Genesis. We are in the quarterfinal stage finally, and what a time to open up almost this weekend with a great matchup. Team Nation versus Team Rectangle, the usual suspects that you have seen in the round of 16 and 32. And we are going to be seeing them brawl it out, especially as one of them is trying to debunk some of the doubts against them. As for who will be covering this match today, it will be, of course, me, Atomy1, joined today by the lovely Bezonaros. How you doing, man, today?
Pretty good. I'm excited for this match, but it's gonna be interesting to see these two teams. They're really known players, so yeah.
Definitely going to be a great match, that's for sure. And honestly, while we do have some favorites here, I mean, of course, Team Rectangle just had great tournament so far, only dropping down in the round of 16 in a close battle, almost getting towards the tiebreaker, but Team Nation is kind of a dark horse here, you know? They were doing not. I believe they were kind of underperforming the qualifiers, right? Getting only around seed 16, if I'm not mistaken. But the overall idea, the overall performance that they can actually pull off, they were not really able to show it off. Round of 32 was just a kind of a unfortunate lose for them against Team H like Fine Wine, but round of 16 match was not played out. They got a forfeit against another team, and now as the star rating of the pool is pretty much equal with the qualifiers, I'm really interested to see how it will work out, especially as we are going to be introducing two bans from this point onward.
Yep, the two ban phases are definitely gonna open up a lot of possibilities now because with a map pool this big, it's definitely gonna help players find a bit of better footing around the certain gimmicks each team provides to the table. So you'll probably see, at least from Nation team. Oh, I'll definitely see at least one DT ban. Probably focus more on the DT2. Maybe the DT1 could also be on the table for a ban. But you truly want to ban at least one DT map against someone like a team like Rectangle, especially with Clopit, Atkinson, Drox, Palar, and even Superior. They're a very good DT team, and you don't want to leave any comfortable picks for them on their side. But we're waiting for the bans to roll in. While that, we can look at the amazing map pool that we have. It's a long one. There's a bit of everything. We have free customs this time around and a tiebreaker original to just put the cherry on top. And I feel like there's just so many good maps. What's your favorite map in the pool? Because I definitely have at least one that I could say for certain it's my favorite.
Oh, that is a question and a half, honestly. There is actually so much great maps this time around, but honestly, just maybe a bias. I just like the map so much. HT1 is on my mind when we are looking at this pool, but generally, yeah. I am hoping we will be seeing it today. It might happen, but for now, we have to get through the unexpected, we have to get through the unknown, and while I do suspect that we are going to be seeing some of those tap-in picks coming in from Team Nation, Team Iris here, I am really uncertain on what we might see coming from Team Rectangle. I mean, sure, they have some weaknesses that they have shown in the round of 32, in the round of 16, but I feel like they are not exactly abusable by the Team Nation here. And because of that, I am expecting just some of those almost comfortability bans coming in from them.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a scary team to have playing against. Like you're Rectangle and you see and you go into this match and you have a lot of confidence going into it because you're a team that has a lot of players with well-renowned performances on high SR, and this pool being finally closer to the qualifying star rating as you mentioned earlier on, it's definitely gonna put them in a comfortable position, and it's just gonna be a matter of banning what they might not be comfortable on and just overall performing a lot better on the third star than what Nation might. But Nation also has a lot of players, very well-known tournament players that are just here to provide more good performances in this tournament, and also show that they're no team to slouch on, and definitely they want to win this match, because this being a loser bracket match, this is a win, do or die for both of these teams. And any point you can get on a team like Rectangle is a confidence point and might push to get another and another.
Well, I could not have put it any better, and because of that is why I'm excited for this match after all, right? It's not even just generally is it going to be close or not. It is honestly the decisions are going to be the bread and butter of this match that we are going to be enjoying here as viewers and as casters, as we are going to be finally seeing the first ban coming in from Team Rectangle, and it will be the most reading focused map of the pool, Nomad 5. Very interesting to see.
Yeah, getting at least one of the gimmick maps out the table early on is definitely a good choice from Team Rectangle, because on the gimmicks, I think it's an even playing field for both of them, but it's also a matter of how comfortable each team feels on the gimmick maps, and it's definitely not gonna happen. Unfortunately, someone has not read the rules and doesn't understand and hasn't seen that there's 2 ban phases. You don't get 2 bans right away. You get 1 ban now and 1 after 4 picks, 2 from each side. So it's only 1 ban coming in from them. And this is the DT2 that I've been mentioning earlier. You definitely want to have this. This is a really just standard ban against a team like Rectangle. So yeah, we will now go into the actual picks, and it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, yeah, no matter how much I would like to see the map, the song, especially from Saitoni in this pool, 263 BPM is just not really what Nation want to deal with in this matchup as well. Now it is time to choose what are going to be the picks, and well, as it is going to be the first choice from the Team Nation, I'm kind of not sure. I can kind of expect a hidden maybe in the pool, but it seems like I will be mistaken. Number 3 is on the table, and that is one of our custom for the Resurrection Cup 2026 made by Vivid.
Indeed, we start off with a pretty good song. Unfortunately, the title cannot be said as much as it has a 3-letter word that will scare any Osu player senseless. But yeah, really good, interesting custom made by WeWeek. It's a snap alt focused map with a lot of really intricate snap aim patterns that will definitely trick at least some players off. The star rating, again, really funny. I think there's a lot of things about this map that are pretty funny, but yeah, it's a really short map, so it's gonna be a quick one, and it's also gonna be quite tricky. So I think this could be a 50-50 from both of these teams. These 2 teams are pretty good on the snap aim, they're pretty good on the ult, and it's all kind of come down to the consistency on the day.
I mean, honestly, I'm really surprised that we are going to be seeing the Nomad 3 after all from Team Nation. Generally, they did not show up as a favorite on this type of skill set, especially with, first of all, a lower qualifying score in the, of course, qualifiers, sitting at around number 21 global, but they have not shown themselves much better in the round of 32 either. That was one of the maps that they have lost against the team H like Fine Wine. I cannot blame them, right? The teams that they were facing is just kind of insane, those type of skill set, but still it will not be giving any extra confidence towards the team blue here, and that is why it is so surprising. It seems like it might be just a scout and pick to kind of open up some of those doors towards the next maps that are going to be chosen in order, considering there is a lot of similarly snap type of aim maps in the pool.
This match is a slow burner. With it being the first best of 11 for them, they're definitely gonna try to pick some of the more 50-50 maps at the beginning from the looks of it, and then later on going into comfortable picks, because they might just want to gamble at the beginning and see how many points they can get off their gambles, like 50-50 maps that they have with Team Rectangle, and then later on just pick into the comfort, like have pretty secure picks. Maybe even go for like a lot more riskier picks, like the Snowball Frame in the beginning, where it could not be fully favored into them. It might be like a 70-30, but they still feel really confident on it. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they actually perform once we actually get to see it, which I think is going to be soon from the looks in the chat. But yeah, it's gonna be a first of many maps. This is a long match, so strap yourselves in as we're gonna get underway with the Nomad Free.
Yeah, let's, as you said previously, strap in and get ready to start off the weekend for the European time zone with a great match. As good luck, have fun is in the chat. MP Star 10 has been sent from the referee. That means that we are starting in a moment. The intro is coming and, well, the job application will be the first obstacle on the way of the players. As well, we are going to be seeing the lineups already coming in. Ivar, Kosharek and Isaac from Team Nation, facing off against Drox, Ekans and Power from Team Rectangle.
Yep, yeah, we're starting to get underway, and we already see a couple act drops here from the side of Nation, as we see Evert drop the FC as well, Isaac following right after, and we see a freeway comfortable FC from Rectangle. As I say, that Akison does find the first drop in the map, but it's still a pretty big advantage since it's 2 FC versus 1, and this map is super short, so this little of an advantage is making all the difference right now, as we're getting already into almost the halfway point of the map.
Yeah, means 45 seconds of the drain time is not going to be doing any favors towards the Team Rectangle here, actually, as they're going to be finding a double break once more. Drax and Power going down, only Alex sitting at some kind of a resemblance of a combo, but it's not going to be enough as they're going to be facing off against Kosharek and Ivar, who are still going kind of crazy, still with Kosharek still, I believe, holding that FC, and Ivar with incredible supporting combo for his team, just trying to climb the score difference back towards the side. They need to hold just a little bit longer as with more and more misses coming in from the Team Red. It feels like it is a bigger possibility for them to secure finally the first point on board, even on such an uncertain map as number 3. The score difference is flying by towards the side as Kosharek is still holding the FC in the last quarter. Will he be able to close it down? Is it going to happen? And it seems like the chances are really high.
It's only this last section. If they're gonna have an FC, the win is already secured since there's barely any combos on the side of Rectangle, and the Isaac recovery is definitely helping, not managing to close an FC right just before the three-letter word that I shall not be mentioning here since it'll give everyone goosebumps in the chat. But yeah, what an incredible performance from Kosharek, the OWC National. Incredible performances overall from a lot of these players, and really sad to see that S-Ride from Drox, but yeah, just really almost FC from Kosharek definitely made a difference, and the recoveries from Isaac just pushed it across the finish line quite well.
I mean, yeah, definitely. It seems like the gamble has worked out, and the first point is going to be going towards the Team Iris, possibly opening up some doors, as I mentioned before, towards other maps. But honestly, I'm not completely sure, simply because it was pretty much decided on the incredible performance coming in from Kosharek, and well, with only 140k score difference between the two teams, you're not going to be feeling comfortable on any other type of snap out either, at least in the future, at least today, as we are going to be heading towards the second map of this matchup and the first pick from Team Rectangle, number 2.
I think the only way to go from being a slightly outclassed on mechanics is going to something a lot more different, and tapping is gonna be the name of the game, as we're gonna go into a Hail from the Edge with a 240 BPM map that focuses a lot on the tapping aspect, but also has a bit of aim. So we'll be seeing a bit of everything in this map. Not the same sense as the Nomad Free, where it was a lot focused on mechanics, but this time around focused a lot more on the tapping aspect, something that players like Akizin are definitely known to shine on. So we'll see overall how these two teams perform, but I think this one is a lot more favored towards Rectangle than the previous one.
I mean, it will just make sense, right? They have some incredible players on the speed skill sets, and 240 BPM bursts are going to be representing that quite well on this map. Of course, the range is going to be a little bit lower than expected, right? I believe sitting around 2 minutes and 40 seconds, but I might be lying here, so don't take my words for granted, but generally, I do feel the only trouble that might be facing North Rectangle on this map is those flow singles that you have to get through between those bursts, and You never know, you might just break on those 4 buttons and it will be mattering quite a bit because simply Team Nation are not completely slackers, right? On the speed skill sets either. Say, of course, 260 or slash some incredible high skill cap aim are not aim tapping type of stuff will not be completely at the very least consistent for them, right? But 240 is barely within reach, and they might just pop off good more enough.
Yep. 240, I think for these players should be pretty comfortable. It's become more in the recent history in tournaments. It's become more of a standard BPM, which is crazy to say because a couple of years ago 240 was the pinnacle of speed, and now it's just standard BPM. You know, just the usual BPM you see on maps in no mod, and because it doesn't even get close to what BPM you see on maps like DT, where it's around 260 plus. So yeah, these players definitely very does know this BPM quite well, and it's gonna be a matter of the all consistency, as this map is definitely a lot longer than the Nomad Free, and we're gonna see who is the better player on this map this day as we're gonna get underway with the Nomad 2.
And that we will. I am hoping to see some incredible performances, especially from Team Rectangle here. With Ank's superior and power in the lobby, you cannot expect less. But facing off against them will be Evert, Isaac, and Turkus. I do believe in them. They have what it takes to get a break point and a definitive lead towards the side, at least at the start of this matchup. But they will have to work for it, as you're already getting through this intro little by little. The accuracy are not going to be facing off too much, except for the first break coming in from Evert. It seems like he has been catched a little bit too much off guard in the center, and his hands might not be working properly, at least for now.
Yeah, I did see that he mentioned he's been not having a lot of sleep for this match, also not a lot of warm-up, so this might be pretty bad for their team, as we see a break coming in from Isaac right at the end of that section. And it's now 1FC battling 2 an SS from Actons, and it's not looking good for Team Nation. If you support Nation right now, you might want to close your eyes, as right now it's looking really bad.
Yeah, the trouble isn't down, especially with Onk still holding the double S a quarter of the map in and trying to extend the lead even further, as we are going to be finally seeing some of the strain miss coming in from Team Rectangle. Superior going down, the only one from the Team Red, but it is still not going to be enough. The combo is not existent from the Team Nation. The only one trying to hold is Turkus, and he's doing that quite well for his side, but it is just, again, unfortunately for him, he still has Anx and Paul in the lobby, who are still holding double FCs with incredible accuracy, and Z Paul holding a little bit behind, Anx dropping the double S, but it does not matter, it is still enough, as we are already halfway through the map, and the score difference is already nearing the 400k mark.
This is a warrior spirit from Turkish. It doesn't matter that their team is not there besides him sprinting into the battlefield. He will still hold the line, and he's holding it quite well against players like Atkins and Powler. Powler finally dropping the FC in the previous section, so it's now a full FC battle between the two. If Atkins finds any sort of discomfort and Turkish will hold his FC, it will come to play later down the map, but he needs at least some supporting cover from Evert or Isaac to make it count, since it's a 400k lead and it's only a quarter left in the map.
Right now, Turkish realistically needs to see a miss coming in from Axe right now, because already 400k score difference is not going to be easy to overthrow, at least if you are the only combo on the table for your team. And as we are already nearing the last quarter, the score difference is only going to be equalizing more and more, as the misses are not coming in from both the sides. The both teams are trying their best, hopefully they do not know, trying for a possible comeback, but it is just only doing some. Unfortunately for Team Nation, that is only going to be some unfavorable situation, as the score difference is still seated at 380k. You will find the miss a lot of accuracy drops coming in from Team Iris. Still, Turkish is trying his best, holding set of C, facing off against Angst. It is 1v1. Are they going to be able to hold down and finish up the FCs for the team? And that is going to be the case. Oh my god, incredible performance from Turkish, incredible from Angst. But unfortunately, the team performance is what counts, and with that, Team Ross is equalizing the score 1-1.
Turkish, such unfortunate not to close that map with an FC. Missed on one of the squares at the end, but still, on one miss against the players like Akins, that's insane. But then you look at Akins' score and it's like, what more could I have done? That's a 5-100 FC on the Nomad too. That's scores to talk about for the rest of the tournament. That's how impressive that is, and it's definitely a score that will put Team Nation at least mental ease, because it's like, what more could I have done? If it was a bit closer and they've lost by a small margin, I think it would have been a lot more frustrating. But losing by that amount of deficit will definitely make you maybe not have a lot of motivation in the future tapping maps, but at least will not give you the frustration of being so close yet so far. As we get into the next pick, obviously with the Nomad 5 ban coming from Rectangle, it's only fair that we get into the other reading focus map in the Hidden 2.
Well, the good thing for Team Rectangle here is that it's not as much reading focused as Nomad 5 was, at least in my opinion. It does have some general low AR, right? AR 8 hidden is not always something that you're going to be breezing through, but you're not going to be seeing a lot of overlap, sort of just generally big density and hard to read patterns, at least extremely hard to read. It is going to be an AIM map, right? AIM HD2, you just kind of have to get through, and I'm not sure if it is going to be the absolutely best situation for Team Nation. I mean, generally, they do feel just a bit more consistent, a bit better even on aim picks than Team Rectangle. I do believe they just find a little bit too much some of those unfortunate mistakes in the middle, but considering the HD capabilities and requirement for this type of map, I'm not completely sure. I feel like the advantages are just pretty much outweighing the disadvantages here, but only barely, so Team Nation will completely have to work quite a bit to get another point on board against Team Rectangle.
This Hidden 2 definitely reminds me of more of an anti-mod map that you would probably see in some tournaments, especially with the circle size being circle size 5. It's a bit on the lower side for what you would expect, at least from a Hidden 2 map. But it's definitely, I don't think we'll put too much trouble on these players. I think it's definitely going to be that aim aspect, as you mentioned, that's gonna be all the difficulty, and it's all about comfort. It's all about AR8 hidden comfort, and for maps that are purely aim focused, usually players that have a lot of experience on both aim and low AR will just absolutely dominate on this map. So I'm definitely looking for at least one pop-off performance on a map like this from any of the players from both teams. So we'll see if that actually gets to happen, as now we finally get to see this amazing Hidden 2 Sayonara Souvenir by Hina.
Yeah, the map by KTG Star will be the one where Team Nation will be trying to get their second point on board, and so far it does not seem too nicely, at least in the accuracy department. They are kind of suffering, especially with Evert already at 90% accuracy, but still it is just an intro. The actual hard parts will be the aim, the combo will be the trouble to keep here, and well, so far it seems like both the teams are doing fine, and that no mind that Drax will be the first one in this on this map to get a miss coming into the first quarter of this map, but now it is still completely understandable because Root Defense is moving only slightly.
Yep, there goes Kosharek as well. Akazin trades right after, so now 2 FCs versus 1 with only Paler, Isaac, and Evert holding any combo. Evert is holding a really low accuracy FC, but as long as he's holding the FC, it will help their team a ton, as the combo advantage is heavily in favor of the Nation so far, and they clearly look unshaken on this map compared to what Rectangle is suffering. So right now, they just have to keep up these performances. They have to make sure that the FCs remain for as long as they can, because Power is there to pick up the pieces. And there goes Evert and Kosharek as well, with Rocks falling right after. But that's an FC drop from Evert, which is gonna make a big difference with the recovery from Akazin coming in.
Yeah, halfway through this map, Team Irish on the right here were able to get towards the stalemate. It will actually going back towards the side. The score difference is blue again, but after Evert was able to find another miss together with Isaac dropping his FC, it seems like it is still completely in the middle point. There is not a lot of people that are able to keep any kind of combo on the Angst, still standing tall on the map, trying his best again to pretty much the sole reason why Team Rolls is increasing their score difference, but with another miss coming in from them, it seems like that is not going to be the case. Team performance right now is just clutching. Now the Team Irish here, Team Nation are showing now their national pride and are feeling good, trying their best and getting at least a small but still a score advantage towards the side.
Yeah, the Team 2 performances, there was a lot of breaks coming in from the side of Team Rose where they would just had the advantage combo-wise, but they couldn't stop breaking, at least on a couple players, and that definitely hurt the team performance quite a lot, as the lead was not moving a lot in their favor. And you can see this situation yet again here with a lot of misses coming in from Isaac, not allowing the combo that Evert has to push the lead forward, and it's now 2k, it's 1k, it's so close between the two teams, and it's all in the accuracy as the lead instantly switches across from that act drop that we see from Evert. But Rox does drop a big amount of combo, and it's only Peller and Kosharik with any sort of substantial combo left. But it's a 20k lead for Team Rectangle, and I think they did clutch it up in the end. Unless we see some absolute drama here going to the ending section. Rectangle has done enough.
Seems like we're just confident enough to get through the ending. The middle point was completely undecided. The score was going back and forth, sitting around 5k, and the finishing point is still only at 25,000, but incredible clutch at the end from Paul. Generally, I believe the outstanding score performance from the Team Rectangle here is going to be enough to secure a first break point, I believe, of this match, and Rectangle will be getting the lead 2-1, at least for now.
Yep, it's definitely not the pick that you want to lose, especially considering Rectangle's first ban in the Nomad 5. Obviously, this is not as similar to Nomad 5 as it might seem on paper, but it's still a pick that you don't want to lose against them, because you're picking with confidence into this Hidden 2, and all that confidence, it's instantly shattered when you see performances like that, and especially it could be so frustrating because it was so close. And I think everything that the advantage was in the favor of Rectangle was all in the accuracy, because of the slight lower accuracy from overall Team Nation, where they just were trading on all players a bit of accuracy because they did have the better overall combo, but the accuracy was just not there to support it.
Yeah, the attempt was there, but unfortunately it did not work out in the end. But, well, it is to be expected. It is only a start, and unfortunately a loss of a breakpoint, but still not something completely critical, as there is still a lot of match to be played, and with the big coming in from a Rectangle right now, the question is what they're going to be going for. I mean, DT3 is pretty much on the table, and it seems like that is going to be the case. After DT2 ban, it just makes sense, it is logical. The 220 BPM finger control and especially stamina towards the end point of this map is going to be the name of the game.
Yep, it's the situation where we talked about in the beginning of the match. You don't want the maps you want to ban against them is the DTs, and you leave a DT open, it's gonna be picked, and with only one ban available, you might as well ban the map that you know you're gonna be struggling the most on, which was the DT2, which they did try to pick. But yeah, unfortunately that's not the case. Rectangle can't pick the DT2, thankfully for Team Nations wise, and they'll have to go into a DT3, which is definitely a lot more forgiving. The BPM is definitely a lot better for both of the sides, as we saw good performances on the Nomad 2, that was 240. This one is 219. Pretty much 220, but it's a lot. It has a bit of more aim, but it's also really stamina heavy. So we'll see how these teams actually perform on this. I think a lot more stamina heavy than the Nomad 2 that we saw earlier, but it's pretty much along the lines of same mapping. With the difference being the circle size. This one is circle size 5. I have to mention that.
I mean, generally going to be a big question what is going to be happening, especially at the intro, because I do believe the start, just a very first quarter of this map will be deciding who might be just losing too much accuracy, losing too much potential score already, and just kind of capping their team score. And because that it is going to be a big question, the answer to who will be winning this match, this map will be answered, might be answered at the very least at the very start, and that is what I'm feeling, at least for now, especially as we have seen that from Team Nation, Evert might not be feeling completely confident on the tapping, at least for now he might not have been woken up nicely. But it seems like we are going to be seeing the answer finally soon. The Good Luck Have Fun is in the chat, and it is time to shred, it is time to gamble, and a time to show off.
Indeed, and I think this is a question on Evert, who has been definitely the player that struggled accuracy-wise a lot of the times. And since you did mention that it's gonna come down to the first quarter, who's gonna drop the most accuracy, who's gonna get their score capped the most, I have to look at Evert's side because he's been the player that has been notoriously struggling in this match so far with a lot of the accuracy, but so far looks pretty even between these two teams. We see ag drops across the table, except from the usual suspect that you expect to perform quite well, which is Atkins. But we do see 2 breaks already from Superior and Drox in this intersection, so now it's a triple FC versus 1, and accuracies aside, this is just full combo advantage in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and the accuracy advantage is only almost, I believe, going towards the Team Nation here. I mean, of course, the overall Team 1 is still a bit unfortunate because of the general average accuracy being low from the team on the red, but the core difference is not going to be line, especially with some more miss coming in from Anx and Superior. As a start, Drax is the only sizable combat, not even in FC, coming in for Team Rolls, trying his best to match what Team Nature right now is doing. Isaac is still on an FC, good supporting combos from Turkus and Evert, but it is still going to be a very close situation, especially with the stamina spot that we are seeing right before our eyes, still trying their best, but it seems like this a big accuracy and just a general score drops coming in from Evert will be the reason why it is already at a 70k score advantage going towards the Team Rolls.
It's all accuracy right now. The combo advantage is so far in the nation's advantage, but the accuracy is not, because we're having 97 recovery and the 96 recovery on the side of Rectangle, and that 90 accuracy FC is doing no work on them, because you see you look at Akazin's score and Isaac's score is exactly identical, but it's over 300 combo difference. That's such a big combo difference, but it's not favoring Isaac at all right now, and the accuracies are only gonna go bigger and bigger between these two teams with a lot more drops from the side of Nation. It's all in Rectangle's playfield.
Yeah, it seems like the lack of score right now for Team Nation is not going to be filled up, as the score difference is again just stagnating at the midpoint at around 150k. The score advantage, the combo advantage is not appearing good enough as the last quarter of this map is coming to us, and the stamina section is here. Evert is going to be finding even more drops in, more accuracy is going to be left behind from both the teams, but the score difference is again just not moving enough. The possibility is not opening up. The truck is still holding an incredible combo, pretty much doing a reverse choke for his team. The reason why they are going to be still holding off towards their win, towards another point towards the side, and are going to be extending their lead, solidifying it at 3-1 against Team Nation, unless something will happen right at the end, but it is not going to be the case.
This is just an absolute slaughter on this map. That reverse choke from Drox is definitely to mention quite heavily, because that's an incredible performance from them. And Isaac dropping on one of the few sliders at the end, dropping their FC, and you look at the combos and they're pretty much the same as Drox's recovery, but the score difference could not be more different. It's a 200k score difference between the two of them, and that's how much accuracy matters on a map this long. That's the total score we're mentioning, and it's the total score that Team Nation has lost throughout the length of this map. This stamina test was too much for them, and unfortunately, going into this ban phase, this second ban phase, it's a 3-1 lead towards Rectangle.
Yeah, now it is a big question what to ban here. I mean, Team Rectangle has some ideas, right? And it seems like they are going for it. HR2 is going to be off, considering the general precision aspects that you have to meet here. It makes sense, but I am really curious for the second ban coming in from Team Nation, right? Because tapping maps are pretty much now destroyed. The only one relatively close to that is 3 mod 3, but it is more so about flow, aim, and general capabilities that you're going to be able to do on the no mod 2 rather than just general speed type of map. So I am not expecting ban to go towards the side, especially when we are going to be seeing some of those free mods still on the table, some of the DTs, DT1, DT4 is still here, and I'm just completely lost what we are going to be seeing here.
It's a lot of things on the table. We don't have to question it too long. It's gonna be a free mod, free ban. They want to get the last flowing map out of the way, as they've not been doing particularly well on the other two they've played so far. The Nomatsu and DT3 to be mentioned. Well, Nomatsu not that much. Nomatsu was just tapping focus. DT3 definitely was the flowing one. But yeah, it's not looked good on them, so they just want to get that free mod free out the way. It's definitely the lowest BPM out of the free tapping maps they played, but yeah, you just don't want to risk it against people like Akis, and even Drox, who has been absolutely incredible on that DD3. You just want that out of the table.
Well, it is how it is. It is going to be the choice from them, and now they have to go for something a bit risky here, and it seems like my favorite map probably in this pool is going to be facing off next. HD1 is on the table, and that is a joy and a half. I mean, if you have seen it, especially on the map reveal that we have seen, I believe on the weekend or on a Monday earlier, it is just a very nice map, right? It is pretty new, it has been updated only 13 days ago and uploaded in the 2026. It just has a lot of those just general, almost geometrical, awkward aim patterns that you have to get through, and especially with some speed ups and general inability to leave your own, inability, resilience, testing resilience that you're going to be seeing on this map. You will not be able to just get a grip on yourself and take another look if you make a mistake. So definitely going to be something that general ability, general HD reading capabilities will be tested on more than others, but I do believe it is still going to be a fun map to just witness.
This map has a really funny comment on it. I don't know how many people actually go through the comments of Osu maps, but it has a comment from Pluck where it's just you have to play this map on DT 1.3. Unfortunately, this is not the case. This is Hidden 1. I think this map with any sort of DT, even with a rate change, would be absolutely insanity. But yeah, with Hidden, it's already hard enough, and I think it's hard enough for Hidden 1 at this stage of Resurrection Cup, as yeah, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I think you summarized this map quite well. I don't think I have to say anything more, but yeah, we're just waiting on the players to ready up. This map is also one of the shorter ones in the pool, again being under 2 minutes. There's a lot of these maps where in this pool where they're just slightly under 2 minutes. There's quite a selection of them, and this being one of them is maybe for the best considering its difficulty. If you know, you know, type beat. But yeah, it's an interesting map to say the least. Definitely going to be an interesting performances from these players, as Team Nation is the one to pick this one. But there's a lot of players on Team Rectangles who are really comfortable on the hidden modification, and you're probably just gonna have a pretty easy time on it. Not the easiest of times, but definitely an easier time than you might expect.
Well, let's see if it is going to be the case. If Team Nation at the very least is going to be feeling confident enough, not going to be letting some of the snows due to the chase that they are trying to get through, get to them, and as the map is already sudden, you can just get the feel, get the vibe as you're traversing through the jungle, trying to get through the whites, just laying around, and well, it seems like it is not going to be an easy challenge for any of the players, with already 2 meters coming in from the Evert and Drax pretty much equalizing whatever is happening.
Yup, it's now all in Isaac's ball to play. He's the only FC on the side of Nation that is still holding the combo from the beginning. Obviously, with this map being again really short, it's all in the any sort of combo you hold. It's a combo that you want to have. And for Drox's case, that is not to be, as they are continuing to find breaks while Team Nation is finally recovering some sort of combo all across the table, but it's still 2 FCs versus 1, and that is gonna play a bit of difference, especially with halfway through. And there goes Isaac. That's the last FC on the side of Nation, and that's everything pretty much over for Team Nation unless we see at least a break from Agons or Paler, because the combo is just continuing to skyrocket on their side. And there goes Evert. Paler does drop the FC, but there's no recovery from the side of Evert, and Kosherik drops their combo as well, and that's pretty much game over on Hidden One.
Yeah, we're already in the last quarter, and it seems like there is some possibly double disconnection coming in from Evert. Unfortunately for him, if this how easy, it would not have mattered much, because Alex is still holding that at C, looking to close that down in the last quarter. You blinking and you miss it, the jungle is under Relentless, and Alex is the only one that is able to tame it, to get through, and it seems like the road has been paid for his team, as well as the score difference is already sitting at 725k, and Team Rectangle is looking to extend the lead towards the 4-1 score sheet.
Oh, that's such an unfortunate slider break. This the penultimate slider right before the buzz. They find a miss on it. It's not an FC, but a 1 million score point score from Akazen. That's just absolutely incredible to see. It's another standalone performance from one of the carry players from Rectangle, and they're certainly taking that with pride and joy, because that's another breakpoint for the side of Rectangle, and now they're moving even closer to match point. There's 2 away, but it is their pick. Puts a lot of pressure on Team Nation to start picking a bit better. Stop going into these 50-50 picks, because it has definitely not been working. Ever since the Nomad 3, it's just been all downhill, and they have to lock in for their next pick, because it might just be over if they don't manage to grab themselves a breakpoint of their own on their next pick.
And yeah, it might be the last one in the future, but to be fair, it's not like it is a bad pick from them, right? HD1, it is just trying their best to abuse it, at least on paper, aim advantage that they have, but it seems like it is just diminishing a bit too much on the HD department, and because of that, we are not going to be seeing another point going towards the Team Iris, and Team Rectangle is looking to extend the lead even further with a Nomad 4 pick coming in, and that makes sense, especially looking at the qualifiers performance.
You talked about your favorite map in the pool, the Hidden One, and I got to see my favorite map in the pool, the Mod 4, Act to Right, map by Halga. Oh, this is a really good map. Kashari definitely seems to know this map quite well. It's a really good tech map, that's all I can say. It's definitely well done by Kosharik, since he did play it in OWC 2025 qualifiers, as it was mapped for it. But yeah, it's incredible. It's just an incredible slide rating map. It's what you expect to see in a Mod 4 slot. The song as well, I don't think it can go bad with the Sentinel song, and I absolutely love this. I'm so ready.
I mean, it is going to be enjoyed nevertheless, right? It is just a fun map to enjoy, and I'm looking forward to what are going to be the performances, because again, as I mentioned before, in the qualifiers, Team Rectangle did have a quite nice number 4 performance, sitting around number 12 score in the qualifiers, but I mean, generally, I feel like they can pop off in more, right? They have the capabilities, they have the potential. The question if they're going to be able to actually execute the stuff, get through the patterns and get that FC or near FC on this map, especially considering that the length is going to be a bit of an oversight, if I'm not mistaken, sitting around 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Yep, it's a short map. It's a 221-second map. It's under 2 minutes 30. It's again one of the more shorter maps in the pool. Not the shortest, but it's long enough to put a lot of things on the table, and especially comfort-wise, it's gonna be yet another test after that hidden one, where it was a hidden one aim comforts test, where Akizen has passed it with amazing grades. But it's gonna be a completely different story here on the Mod 4. It's a lot more focused on the slider aim. It's a lot more of a tech map than the Hidden One was, and it's a map that could leave a lot of question marks on the table if the consistency is not there for Team Rectangle.
Well, let's see if it is going to be the case, if the consistency is going to be enough for Team Rectangle to extend, get towards that match point, if they're going to be able to act right on this type of map. And we are going to be starting off with the atmospheric intro, and it seems like, at least for now, the problem is not present for any of the teams. The accuracy is, of course, in the equilibriums, and it is not moving much, at least before we get towards the first KI section. That's going to be closing down quite fast towards us as well. The first quarter is already gone through. Blink it and you miss it as we are getting towards the first KI section.
It's this chaotic slider section into the first KI, and all the players are well familiar with it. As you can see, all of them hitting it quite well. Kosherek being the first one to break, and it's still a freeway FC going for Rectangle. Akizen and Isaac trade each other, and now it's all in Palar's Superior, but Superior finds a break of their own, so it's Evert versus Palar right now on this absolute chaotic halfway point of the map. Palar does find a break, and Everett still holds the FC. There's a break on everyone, absolutely everyone finds a break. Only Akizen is holding some recovery, but Evert is still on the FC, still holding on and still pushing through.
The FC is the only thing that is bringing the score difference little by little with the Team Nation right now. It is not going to be a fast process indeed, but he is right now showing up why he is playing this tournament, why that is but a trouble of a possibly just unfortunate scheduling for him, an inability to wake up properly after the World Cup match that we have seen yesterday. But it seems like the effort will be going down after all. The miss has come towards his side, but the score difference has been built, at least a small one, 60k. You will have to try harder if you want to bring it down towards the Team Roll side, and Axe is doing exactly that with already 600 combo and counting, getting to looking to coach out the ending right as we are already finishing the map. The 7k score difference is going back towards the side, and the misses, and after misses from the Team Nation will be given away after all. Another point towards the Team Rectangle, and setting them at the match point of the quarterfinals of the Resurrection Cup 2026.
It's that recovery from Kosherek that was still holding on to the lead for Team Nation, and once Kosherek dropped, everything was doom and gloom. Either traded Palar, it didn't matter, as long as Kosherek was still holding some combo right behind Akizen, was chasing down his trail, but unfortunately tripped and fell, and that gave Akizen all the space he needed to finish this map in style. A lot of S ranks we see on the table, a lot of good performances, but only one team can win, and Rectangle grabbed themselves yet another point.
Yeah, I mean, incredible attempt from Evert. I cannot say more than that, but unfortunately, it is a team performance. Unfortunately, it is not going to be enough. Kosherek was, of course, trying his best from Team Nation, but right now they are facing off against one of the powerhouses of this tournament, one of the people that can go far and are looking to prove that they are going to do that indeed, as the possibly final pick is coming in from Team Nation, and that is completely unexpected. What is going on? 3 mod 4 pick right as a no mod 4. That is insanity.
It's a map. It's a map to say it for certain. It's custom map from Hedgehog Madness. It's custom hidden free. This time around is being picked as a free mod slot. I think it fits in the free mod quite perfectly, as it allows for a bit of versatility on the mods and on the HR. While it might not sound difficult on paper since it's a circle size free map, with HR I would push it around 4.8 ish, maybe 5. I don't remember exactly the calculation for HR circle size, but it's definitely quite hard on HR. I feel like it's definitely a lot more hard on HR than it is on hidden. While because that's why it was mapped as a hidden map. I feel like it's definitely made for hidden, but on HR is gonna be yeah, interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Nomad 4 just now, and Fremont 4 is basically the same tech element, same kind of slider aim, but a bit more dense, a bit more challenging, considering the length of the map is going to be lower, so enemies will be mattering even more, as, well, that is insane big to go for after on a match point. In a match like that, for elimination, may I remind you, it is just a gamble, it is just a way that they are going to be trying to prove that it was just a mistake, a momentary discussion, a momentary possession maybe from Team Nations that they were not able to get a point in the Nomad 4, but, well, let's see if it is going to be the case. Let's see if they're going to be able to clench out another point towards them and try to get towards the tiebreaker of this match. All is on their hands, as the Fremont 4 is going to be possibly a decider of this matchup, and we are going to be seeing the intro right in this moment.
Every map will just feel like a tiebreaker from now on, because it's do or die for Nation, as we see a double HR on both of these teams. But it's a map that is definitely not easy on HR at all. But they're definitely proving that their skill cap and consistency on a map like this is there to prove it. We see Isaac dropping the first into this map, the hidden being the one to find the first break, and it's followed up by the HR of Turkish, and that's really bad for Nation, because we're a quarter in, we have 2 FC drops, Polar finally dropped their hidden FC as well, but it's the 2 HRs on the side of Rectangle still holding on versus the 1 HR of Koshare. Drox finds a break as well, but he needs more. They need more breaks, Nation, to have any fighting chance.
Yeah, I mean, and when you are facing off against Angst right now from the team Rolls, right, it is just not going to be an easy battle, and it is an uphill way to go, but they are trying their best. Score difference is not going to be climbing fast towards the team Rectangle, at least for now, as the combo seems to finally start to emerge towards the Team Nation. One miss coming in from Alex will be all that it takes to get another point on both of Team Iris, to get a score at least a little bit closer, and they're going to be trying their best to ensure that that is going to be the case. The Alex is now pretty much is in the driver's seat, of course, but he will be sweating buckets, especially as the edit right now is happening. The miss is the one miss is only is all it takes right now, as the Kosharek, Isaac and Tarkus are trying their best. They have some combo on board, only one mistake is going to be mattering it all, and the double miss coming in from Isaac and Kosharek will be just burying the hopes, burying the dreams, and with that, after all, Team Nation, after insane struggle and a great attempt from them, will be eliminated from this tournament.
It's the Colossus of Akens. Their shadow glooms all over Team Nation, and unfortunately, they will not see the daylight ever again, as they are eliminated from Resurrection Cup. It's an unfortunate sight to see, since Nation is such a good team, so many talented players, but unfortunately, the absolute performances that we've seen from Drox, Paler, Akens, and everyone else in their team has been absolutely incredible, and it is enough for them to secure quite a comfortable win against Team Nation, and will move themselves forward into this tournament, as the competition only gets harder and more difficult from now on. It's gonna be interesting how much they can continue on, but so far it's looking very good for them, as they grab themselves the first stepping stone to semifinals.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately for Team Nation, that is going to be the stuff for them, but Team Rectangle will only emerge further. They are going to be proving with this match as well that the loss that they have seen in the round of 16 is but alive. It will be overtaken in the future if they are going to be keeping up the performance that they are showing today with 6-1 win after all against Team Nation.
Yep. Their opponent is already decided, and the match time is already decided as well. It's gonna be Sunday, not Monday. Sunday, 14 ETC against Harambe United, a team that we've seen before in the past. This weekend, they got unfortunately an FF from their opponents, Kopo Bebe Peixe, as they've not been able to schedule a match properly, and they did not have time to play this weekend, which is unfortunate to see. Always seeing FFs is just, it breaks my heart. But yeah, they're gonna be meeting. Rectangle is gonna be meeting Harambe United tomorrow at 14 ATC. So if you want to see and continue to watch the Rectangle's absolute amazing journey through the losers bracket, do tune in tomorrow to see. But yeah, for now, everything's done from us. We should be having a match in about 1 hour's time. It's gonna be Mi Bombo versus Team Aue. I love that team, by the way. I think it's the funniest, one of the funnier team names in this tournament. So yeah, do stay tuned for that match. But any closing thoughts?
Only thing that I can say is that you have to stay hydrated, especially after that heat wave that finally has ended.
Oh,
The players are good.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it because there's another one starting Sunday. It's just over
Alright.
for us Europeans.
Just be prepared, you know. But yeah, big good luck to all the players that have been playing in this lobby, that are going to be playing this tournament, and for viewers, thank you for watching, and stay tuned because it is only going to be going uphill from here. Bye bye.
Goodbye.